I had to make sure this was safe for aluminum. I never really thought about it whenever I bought it, but it has to be good for the aluminum engine that my bike has. But today I am putting coolant in my bike. She's been running hot, and that's a problem. It's been sitting around 250 degrees. I can't imagine that's a good thing. So this is the first time I ever put coolant in a street bike, and I'm going to attempt that. And I am missing one of my Allen keys. But yeah, so radiator sits right here in the front, and there's an overfill reservoir on the left side, and I think the drain is somewhere right here. I can see the hose coming from the radiator, which I think that's supposed to be, I think it's good. I want to make sure it's flexible. That hose, there's a hose right here. I'll show you guys once I get it popped open. It's supposed to be flexible. You don't want it stiff. Why? I'm not 100% sure. I just know you don't want it to be like that because it's probably not in good condition. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this thing off if I can find the right size Allen key. By no means is this a tutorial. I'm not an expert at all. This is more of just me documenting my time learning. I wanted to do one on the oil change. I did do the oil change on this bad boy, and that was fun. I made a mess, but you know, all things considered, didn't go half bad. So we're gonna see how this goes. I hope it's a lot better, but I have to mix a 60-40 water and coolant little mixture for this thing, and I've never done that. So I'm just gonna do the math, go mix it, I guess pre-mix it inside, and then come out here and do what I gotta do, just so I don't have to worry about it and everything. But first, I gotta get it drained. I watched a few videos. I seen that you don't want to have air pockets, and that's what I'm worried about. I feel like I'm not too versed in keeping that from happening. So I'm gonna just try my best. Some videos made it seem like a bigger deal. Some videos made it seem a lot easier. So I don't know what to trust. I'm gonna just kind of do what I can and hope for the best. I mean, that's all I can do. Let's get this thing out. Let's see. Make sure I got everything. Oh, this one's, god damn. There we go. Keep it coming. Come on. There we go. Thanks, wind. Hope you don't fucking destroy my phone. Grade A stuff I got going on here. Alright, let's get back to this. Little screw. Oh shit. Little screw push pin. It you just kind of unscrewed a little bit. I really don't know how it works, I'll be honest with you. I think yeah, okay. It has little plastic locks and you switch them into place. Not too difficult. Now there's a rubber grommet that sticks into this, and I just gotta, it's probably gonna make a noise that I don't like. Okay, it didn't. We're good. Put that to the side, and here we are. There it is. It's a little valve, kind of. I'm gonna need pliers, I think. Probably so, and I do not have that. I just moved, so I don't have any tools. I've been using my dad's tools when I was staying with him, so for, you know, real unprofessional of me to not have bought a set yet. I just haven't wanted to fork out the money, I'll be honest. That being said, if I can't, no, I definitely can't get that out with my finger. I'm gonna have to go visit my friend on the road, probably, see if he has any. Fuck! Okay, so it turns out that the best thing to use from a video I just saw is an 8mm hex. So I'm gonna try and go see if he has one. So I got the hex set instead of just the 8mm in case I need a different one. But yeah, my homeboy, he lives just down the down the road. It's kind of an exaggeration. Couple doors down from my apartment. So, you know, I've been leeching off of him for tools, but I promise I'm gonna have to get my own. Sorry, Mel. If you're wondering why I'm using gloves, it's not because I'm a pussy, it's just I tore the skin off my finger and it hurts a lot, so if that makes me a pussy, I'm a pussy. Oh well. Wow, fits like a dream. Now let's see if my little noodle arms can get this bitch off. Oh my god, am I turning the right way? Okay, I wasn't. That makes a lot of fucking sense. So I gotta pop the cork on this. Use a good hand, a healthy hand. Get this bad boy off. Once this is off, I gotta open up the radiator cap to let it all kind of just suction out. And get some rags ready in case you know, something goes wrong. I don't want to make a mess again. That'd be terrible. And to get some of this coolant off my finger, because I'm pretty sure this is just like corrosive. So, you know, I'd rather not. All right, cork's popped. Radiator cap needs to come off. Looks like it needs a tiny Allen. There's like a little locker on it. So let's see if one of these fit. Bigger. Fuck. There's no bueno. I have one somewhere. Oh, wait, no, it's on here. Okay, I thought I took it off. Oh, this one's too big. It's the one I took out of my Allen key set. Fuck. I'm always fucking something up. Got locked out of my apartment the other night and I was using it to try and pick my lock. So I gotta find it now. Oh wait, oh, I got it. Hell yeah, look at me go. Okay. So now when I open this, it should kind of start just pouring out as air kind of feeds into it and lets it out the system. Leave. Looks like I got a hose in the way, I don't want to. This thing is fucking tiny. I'm trying to think of the order. Because I know I gotta take off the overflow, or the overfill bottle or whatever on this side. Which I think I'll just do that after. I think that's the last step. So I can wait. I gotta go and pre-mix this coolant, concentrate, and water, and put it in, I guess. doesn't tear up my fucking paint. Let's see if she'll kind of suck some more of that down. I don't know how imperative this is. The guy I seen do this was for a racing R7. He was using pure water. But I figured I'd give it a try anyway. Because I'd rather not hit an air pocket and start overheating while I'm just, cruising or whatever. No bueno. So, I'm just gonna kind of give it a couple strokes on the old holes here. For anyone watching with possibly an R7, it's this little doohickey right here that I'm massaging. Just kind of giving it pumps and squeezes and seeing what happens. You kind of see the fluid fluctuate as you do it, so you know you're touching something right. I think it's gonna be fine. Doesn't seem like she's burping up nothing. No air bubbles, I don't see any. Smells like radiator fluid. Yeah, I think we're rocking in the free world. I think so little came out. I don't know what was going on, but it spit out barely anything. So either it's sucking down a lot or I got a leak, which is worrisome, but after refilling it, I'll be able to troubleshoot it and actually find out if there's anything wrong. Lock down the radiator. Get her locked back in. It's all the way on. Take this tiny screw. This is the one I was dealing with. And get her completely locked. I could've, uh-oh. Where'd that go? It's always the tiniest pieces that you need the most. Aww. Isn't that just an analogy for life? Hashtag deep. I could have made this a lot easier on myself and just took this whole fucking fairing off, but I'm lazy, so I'm not gonna do that. Because I don't want to put it back on. Actually, I'm tripping. I think you're missing a step. You're supposed to start it and let it suck down some of the radiator fluid. I'm so glad I didn't put that on, because that would have been a bitch to get back off and deal with all over again. I guess I have car keys on my keychain right now because reasons. See if she sucks any of this down, and give it a couple blips of the throttle just to run it through the system. Let it get a little bit of temperature so that it actually uses some of the coolant, and see if I have to top it off. There we go. She got up to temp a little bit, and oh shit, I'm gonna double check it. Looks like she sucked a little bit of it down, so I'm gonna go ahead and top it off. I might have been perfect, because I did put a little extra on accident. I'd say that's pretty fucking good. Yeah. Sometimes you just do things perfectly on accident. You just kind of have to pat yourself on the back and be like, I totally meant to do that. So now I'm gonna close it off. After I get this all done, I take it around the block. Make sure she's not still overheating, because she's been wanting to overheat just idling in traffic. That's not fucking good. Like, just sitting. She only wants to cool off when, there's cold air running through her at a good, 50 miles an hour. So, just gonna have to double check, make sure she's not doing that anymore. Make sure she's able to kind of just chill and cool herself off without, struggling. And if that's the case, then I think we'll be gravy. I just gotta get this back in somehow. Now I gotta come back in. There's a little bottle sitting on this side that I gotta go ahead and start taking off. But before that, I think I'm gonna put this back together, just so it's, you know, done and out the way. Yeah, this bad boy, and then it finger tightens. So I'll just get the grommet in. I just touched the header with my knuckle and that fucking burns. Ouch. Get that locked in there. Slide this bit in. Then there's another bit right here. Sure she's good and finger tightened as much as I can, so you know it's there. Okay, now to get these plastics all lined up, it looks like. Get this to slide in, hold it in place so I'm not fighting with it. And she'll just come together once I start tightening and have everything set up. That one's snug. This one as well. Snug that one down. Brake pedal is, my rear brake is blocking bolt. You piece of shit. Now I gotta get these bits and pieces in place. See if I can remember how they go exactly. Make sure this is set before I start fucking with anything else. I gotta put some in the overfill bottle. And that should be it. This side I think is easier to actually take off because the headers aren't right here. They're on the opposite side, so this shouldn't be so bad. This is a bigger Allen, so we need to get screwdriver 2 for that push pin. That one was tough for some reason. Fuck. Goes the grommet. Looks pretty fucking empty to me. If I remember correctly, it's this right here. Let's come off. For anyone curious, it's in this little dugout right there. Ow. Kind of loosened it with the Allen key and I'm just rotating. There we go. There we go. So I'm gonna go rinse this with some distilled water. Do not use regular water. It has minerals in it, which will corrode your you think, man, there's some gunk in this motherfucker. Yeah, do not use regular water. There's minerals in it. It will corrode and gather up inside your engine and it'll fuck it up. So use distilled water. It has no minerals in it. All right, back in action. Full, low. I'm gonna fill up to the full line and I'm gonna put it back on and we'll be set. Testing, testing, testing. All right. Just had some people taking some pictures for a dance. I'm not really sure what dance. I'm guessing there's prom or homecoming, something going on. And yeah, it was a little awkward. They were more or less in my way. I was out the way and I didn't want to feel like I was being rude. So I didn't really know what to do, but you know, it was fine. But Yeah, coolant flush is done. Bike's running fine. Sitting around 170 degrees or so, and when I idle, it's about 200. So I think it's definitely better than where I left off. You know, riding around and it's still sitting at a cool 250 degrees. That's definitely way too hot. All things considered, enjoying it. I need to get another chain and sprocket, well, small sprocket and the big sprocket, so that's important. I'm probably going to get like a little gold chain, probably a little blinged out. I think it'll look nice, give it a bit more of a racing look to it. But I kind of wanted to chill and monologue. Also, this spot's really pretty. I see why they came take pictures here. It looks magnificent. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about the bike and kind of like the story behind getting it in a way. So I guess I'll start from like what made me like bikes. And basically as a kid, my grandparents, they had Harleys and they used to travel on them, which was really cool. They told me quite a few stories about them. I admire it, it's super dope to hear. But my dad also had a street bike when I was a kid, and he got into his, you know, accident. I'm not sure if there was more than one. I forget what he told me it was though. Speaking of which, there's a motorcycle going by now. But yeah, I think he had a 600. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's a 600. I think he had a Kawasaki, which is cool. You know, like seeing that already was cool enough for me. I remember him having it stored away before he got rid of it, and I used to just kind of look it up and down, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I've never really been like deeply enthralled with bikes when I was a kid. It's more of like every time I seen one, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But I never like learned the names of them other than like Kawasaki. A couple years back now, I kind of just got a random like thought that it's like, damn, I'm older now. Like I can research this and maybe even buy my own bike, because I knew bikes weren't super expensive depending on the type you got. So that's what I figured. And at the time, like I just really was looking to do something fun, I guess you can say. Like I got tired of driving automatic cars, and it's just really boring. It's such a mindless thing to do. I don't know, I hate driving. Unless it's now I want a manual car because I hate the mind-numbing experience of driving. Which if you ever look into like 90s cars and stuff, is always about the driver experience. Or Japanese cars and even some American muscle, the classics were always about the driver experience. And I love that, that's cool as hell. But now cars are just like about how many feature, as they call it, feature freak. You know, it's about how many features and electronics you can stuff into a car just to make it as expensive as possible. So that's kind of like my whole thing about it, and I ended up finding the Yamaha R7. I don't want to buy no crazy ass bike because I've had people in my family get hurt riding motorcycles. So I didn't want to be stupid and have that huge ego to get a big old bike and big fast, you know, whatever. And so I got the Yamaha R7. It sounds perfect. It's a street bike. It's not a super sport or anything like that, even though it's labeled a super sport. It's a street bike, you know. It's not crazy top end. It's a lot of torque. It's a lot of fun just to go, you know, up to the speed limit and stuff like that. I mean, it's a fun bike, and that's all I was really looking for. And now it's actually become more of a stunt bike that a lot of people are turning to making it into. And I would like to do that eventually when I have the money, because that's a lot of damages and repairs that will probably come along with that journey. I also want to get a little Grom to practice, but you know, we'll get there when we get there. Until then, I'm gonna just have fun with it. And overall, I think the experience with having a street bike has been something great. Like, I can just go out, cruise, and you're so in tune with the bike. Like, you are literally half the weight of the bike. You become one with it. And because of that, you're forced to acknowledge that you're driving that thing. You're forced to be with the bike. It's almost like a romantic experience, as dramatic as that sounds. If you really love your bike, if you actually have passion for it and you're not riding it just for the clout or the I don't know, just to say you have a bike or saying you have the biggest, baddest bike and things like that. Like, if you really care about it, you'll kind of get that feeling, and, you know, it becomes a freeing experience. And I've found that, like, for anything I'm dealing with, a good way to deal with it is to ride my bike and just think about it. I can stew on it. Kind of in the same way that you would, I don't know, sit down and maybe draw or listen to music, which I listen to music oftentimes while I'm on my bike. So it's like, you're just cruising, you feel all the weather, any wind, the temperature outside, you smell everything because, you know, you're just wearing a helmet, and it's a really pleasant feeling. You feel, in a way, it's kind of like a good way of going out and being one with nature, especially around here in Houma. Well, Thibodaux is where I'm at right now. But Houma / Thibodaux, like, there's not much stuff to do. There's no real sidewalks for you to go walk around and just be one with outside. So having a bike, it doesn't need sidewalks. You can just go cruise and you feel a lot more outside than a car. So that's really nice. And a big thing about it too is you notice a lot more things on a bike. Like, I found this spot because I was on the bike. I feel like in a car I wouldn't really notice. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I feel like in a car it's just you don't really pay attention as much as you would on a bike. And that's the special thing about it. You know, I like to be able to just look around. You kind of get more in tune with where you're at when you're on a bike. You kind of learn more about your surroundings. You pay attention more, you find more beauty in it. And that's really cool. I think that's really awesome. So I bought my bike. It's salvage. It's beat the shit. It's a bit of a shit box, or a shit stick, I guess you can say, because it's not a box. I've kind of just been refurbishing it, kind of looking at little things and kind of trying to spruce it back, keep it alive, bring it back to life a little bit. Although the guy who rebuilt it, he put a brand new engine. He kind of worked out any kinks and everything. But there's still some stuff, like, I've kind of picked up on that is like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's a fucking salvage bike. It's been crashed. So there's a couple things that needs work and ironed out. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a nice bike, you know, for the price I got it at. I've thrown on a full system exhaust, stage 2 tune, and an air box just to kind of give it that feeling, you know, like, I'm probably gonna hang on to this bike for a long time. That's the plan anyway, before I end up buying a new bike. Just save up money, get a bike I really want. Just kind of keep this one being like a fun little bike. And even if I end up getting another bike, while this one's still fine, I can use this one possibly as like a little stunt, you know, a little stunt or track bike, which is kind of what I want to do. But I need the money to get a full suit, which I can, but I'm really stingy and I like to save money. So I'm not gonna do that until I have, like, you know, disposable cash, which is probably like never, but when I feel like I've worked hard for it, I'll get me a full suit. Yeah, you know, until then, just a fun commuting bike. It's reliable. I haven't really had any problems other than just changing the oil and doing the coolant. But that was because, like, I never really went over that when I bought it initially. So it's out the way now. The brake fluid's probably gonna be next. Whenever that happens, I'm gonna just keep an eye on it. But yeah, chain needs to be redone. Obviously, I need a new chain sprocket just to make sure. I'll probably want to do the brakes eventually, but we'll see. We'll roll with the punches, you know. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that because I feel like I would like someone to kind of hear my story and be like, man, I'm gonna finally get a bike. Also, the MSF course wasn't bad. It was actually like a good way to find out if you really want to ride bikes. Because I paid like $300, went there. You can rent a helmet. I bought a helmet because I knew I was gonna ride a fucking bike. I knew I was gonna do it. I was committed. So I bought my helmet, bought some boots and everything. And I went there and rode a bunch of little 400s and 300s and little Groms and everything and had a blast. And I was like, yep, that's it. I love bikes. I'm definitely buying a bike. And I did. I committed. A month or two later, I bought a bike. And yeah, and the MSF course gives you cheaper insurance. But in Louisiana, I think it's required for you to do an MSF to even have a license. So there's that. And as far as getting the endorsement, when you go to the OMV, it's not hard. You just go in, show them your little certificate, proof of insurance, I believe, and then they give you it. You don't even have to do a little test in the place because you did the MSF. That's why you show them the certificate. And yeah, it's like that. And then you're on your journey with a motorcycle. The community is a good thing. It's been really cool. I've enjoyed the community. There's a lot of rambunctious folk, I'll tell you that. Some people who like to break the law and everything, but you know, I'm not dissing nobody's game. It's just I ain't the one to do that, you know. But yeah, the community is really welcoming, really sweet people. Some people I think have egos about riding bikes. That's a prominent issue. Also, the bike talk people, shoot yourself. Don't do that, actually. I didn't mean to say that. But yeah, lame people. There's also a lot of lame R7 riders. I'm not one of them. I like to think not. The issue with R7 riders is that most of them are fuckboys. I probably look a little bit like a fuckboy, but I feel like I'm just like a dork more than anything. I'm not an expert by any means, I'm just a nerd for it. And I mean, yeah, I don't really have much else to say other than, you know, look for your crowd, don't be a cornball, and enjoy it. Just enjoy the sport, you know. It's a fun thing. Go to track days too. I really want to go, so I don't really have a place to be telling nobody, but go to track days. I think it's a lot more fun than hitting the highway and stuff like that. And I'm saying that from the idea of I've hit some curvy roads. I've done like a little fake racetrack on my MSF course. And that was 1,000 times more fun than just going fast in a straight line. And if going fast in straight lines for you, do it. But it's probably because you're a pussy and are scared of going on curves because you don't want to low side your bike. Hate to break it to you, but I feel like getting your bike real low is a lot more scary in a objective manner than going in a straight line. So, hot take, not so hot take. Don't be a lame-o. If you got a stretched bike, I mean, it makes sense to go in a straight line, but don't diss nobody else's game just because you got a stretched bike. Don't be a loser. But yeah, that's about it. That's my grievances and that's my story a little bit. If you like this whole thing, you know, just let me know. I would like to see it in the comments because I hate guessing. I mean, I'm gonna do kind of like my own thing anyway, but I really want to know if people kind of like formats or certain things. And this isn't a bike video. I mean, it kind of is, but this isn't my thing. You know, it's just one of my hobbies. So I just want to put it out there, and that's about it.